What's going on? What's going on? This will be a part 2 session as I'm slowly but surely working on stuff right now. Hopefully you guys were able to go on to my first session, which was definitely cool. You got to find out exactly what I'm doing. And now you're gonna find out the problems that I'm in. Eli, how could you do this to me? Joe, what's going on? So man, Joe. So let's start this off. Dave, what's happening? I'm gonna wait for a few people. I'll say what's up to the few people that just come in on my notification squad and see what's going on. King Crusher Gaming, what's going on? All right, so let me come across and start talking about. If you guys have ever built this, you'll notice that I'm at the rear. I'm in actuality installing the rear, whatever these are called, the axles for this. So this is done. So that was done. But if you look at my pages, and I'm going to go into the book, I'm already on page 18. Now, what had happened, if you end up going back to the initial transmission assembly. So I ended up doing the transmission assembly, and primarily I ended up having an issue with my transmission assembly. And if you guys do this, and if you're able to help me out, see, because I started building it already and started doing a whole bunch of stuff and started putting the bearings and everything like that. But here's where I found my problem. I contacted Traxxas. They are going to ship me out 2 brand new components with this. So this is primarily what happened. So let me see if I can get the camera light a little bit closer so you guys can visually see everything. So I'm at this part of it. I ended up building everything to this point. Okay, but here's where I ended up having the issue. So as you can see, I have the 24 tooth output gear, which is that piece right there. And then I have the 5x10 by 4 millimeter bearing that had to slide in there so it could look like the final product, look like this, for everything to be installed into there. And this bearing does not fit into the 24 tooth output gear, so I could not complete the transmission for me to have it like this, which is a bad scenario because the transmission is the main part. You know, I mean, you can get away with a lot of things with the transmission. I think you have to mount everything to the transmission, but it is what it is. I contacted Traxxas. They told me they're going to immediately ship out the bearing and also the output gear, 24 tooth output gear, for me to get my transmission going. The guy that I spoke with knows who I am, so he was very accommodating to help me out immediately. We were just talking a few minutes, and you know, he was still cool with me. He had no idea, you know, of who I represented as and stuff like that. And then once he got my information, he was like, "Oh yeah, what's going on, Gio?" So that was a cool thing. So I ended up skipping, and I had to skip this whole section, you know, which was terrible. I mean, this is a whole section of transmission. So I ended up skipping out all of this section, even, you know, taking my servo and stuff like that. So all of that stuff had to be taken out. So I ended up putting myself in a bad scenario. So I said, you know what, let me go start doing the diff. And I started doing the diff. I'll talk about what I did when I did the installation of the diff and what grease I use and everything like that. So let's see what you guys are saying. David Bailey, what's up? King Crusher, 5720, what's going on? Made part 2. Mr. A's, what's going on? I'll be here in about an hour. Sad face. Randy Thomas, what's going on? What's up, Gio? It's been a while. Busy season for me. Here, you and me both. Dave Bailey. You gonna get the new Vanquish kit? I've been thinking about it. A lot of people are telling me get it. King Crusher Gaming. Laughing out loud, just like Legos. Definitely so. Ben. What's up, Gio? How's it going? Chilling. Derek Burns, aka Big Mac. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, my friend, Mr. Big Mac, right there. RC Cheap Speed. Is the Carson 150 Porsche a good big car? it all depends on how you're gonna drive it. If you have the area to drive it, I would say go get a 1/5 scale on-road vehicle. 57210. Hey Gio, I'm away from my computer, so I'm not sure if you already but I already sent you a mail with photos of my TRX. Check it out if you get a chance. I will definitely check it out. Ben, I'm in class right now and I'm trying to watch the stream. Well, thank you, but always remember class is more important, because like I'll always say, everybody, I wouldn't have all these fun toys without, you know, schooling. So if you definitely like these live video feeds, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. It does help out syndicate these type of videos. So that being said, so since I ended up having a hiccup and having to go a little bit further down the road, or down the rabbit hole, this is gonna be a quick segment. I'm just gonna talk about what I ended up putting into the rear differential assembly. So when I had to, well, let's talk about this. I had to build up the diffs. So this is pretty much going to give me the switching on my diffs, locking it out and everything like that. So that's the cool feature of this. But here is, if you guys are wondering what type of diff oil I ended up utilizing with this, I ended up going with the Traxxas Diff Lube 10,000K weight. I'm not too sure what other people are utilizing, but I ended up going with the 10,000K weight. If you guys are not familiar with Traxxas having diff lubrication, they do. So I'm using that for the RC itself. Now, the cool thing about this is that, you know, the assembly is very simple. I am going to be working on the front one, and pretty much these pictures match exactly with the parts that you're utilizing. So a little bit of hiccup on this Trx-4. Like I said, the transmission is going to have to wait, but I have to keep going because I never really get the opportunities to build these type of kits. So just wanted to give you an update. I'm going to still keep on building, and I'll be back later to give you guys a little bit more of an update of what's in the street transpiring. So there will be a part 3 and a possible part 4. So thank you for joining. Hopefully you guys are able to enjoy the rest of your day. Rate, comment, subscribe. Until my fellas up on YouTube. Later.